So the Supreme Court heard another so-called religious liberty case today, and they unanimously ruled that a guy named Gregory Holt, a Muslim inmate in Arkansas, is allowed to wear a beard even though it's against prison rules. Justice Samuel Alito said, quote, "The state has a legitimate need to prevent the concealment of contraband, which was its stated reason for the no-beard policy, but the argument that this interest would be seriously compromised by allowing an inmate to grow a half-inch beard is hard to take seriously." So, they're doing essentially what they did with the Hobby Lobby case on a smaller scale. So it's another so-called religious liberty case, and they're ruling on the side of the so-called religious, but is on a smaller scale. I actually think it's interesting and bad that it was a unanimous decision. In fact, I would have expected it to be a much, much closer decision. So here's the problem with their decision, in my opinion. So should the guy be able to wear a beard? Let's get this out of the way right up front. I think the answer is yes. But he should be able to wear a beard not for the reasons that they stated. He should be allowed to wear a beard not because of his religion. He should be allowed to wear a beard because he should be allowed to wear a beard. Because here's what you do when you rule as they did. You've made it so that you've given religion special treatment under the law. You've made it so that you've carved out under the law a special place for somebody if they just use the magic words or word religion. It's my religion. So therefore, okay, everybody got to shut up and back away, and you can't question it, and they get to override other rules and other laws that apply to other people in society. And honestly, I think that's a rather clear violation of the 14th Amendment and the equal protection under the law. Because think about it. If I, as a secular person, was in jail and I just wanted to grow a beard, they can tell me, no, we're not going to let you grow a beard. And then when I say, wait, but I want to have a beard. It's just like I don't have that basic freedom to grow my hair however I want. I can't do that. And they're like, no, it's against the rules. But I wouldn't be able to grow the beard unless I say I'm doing it because of my religion. So if I say I'm doing it for secular reasons just because I want a fucking beard, they say no. But if I then change it to, oh, it's because I'm Muslim, they go, oh, okay, then you can grow it. Well, then you're not treating secular people equally to religious people. You've carved out a special exemption for religion. See, that's the thing, man. The U.S. government is supposed to be neutral on religious issues. You're supposed to not have an official state religion. You're not supposed to establish a religion. And you're also not supposed to prohibit the free exercise thereof. That's how it's described. But that's commonly been understood, and rightly so, that it doesn't mean that you can claim your religion allows you to override laws that are secular laws that apply to everybody. So, for example, if your religion includes child sacrifice, you don't get to say, well, I get to do it because it's my religion. I get to override that pesky law you have against murder. You're not allowed to do that because the secular laws override whatever kind of religious special exemption that you want to make up for yourself. But what they're saying here, what the Supreme Court has been doing recently, is they've been reversing that. In every case, they've been saying, no, whatever the so-called religious person says and that they want, they can get, and they don't have to abide by other laws that everybody else has to abide by. That was the Hobby Lobby case. The religious owner of Hobby Lobby said, I want my religion to be able to stop my employees from having birth control because I disagree with it. But it's got nothing to do with you. You're paying your people, right? They work for you, you're paying them, and then they're basically buying it with their own money. They get a health insurance plan through your company, but they earn that through their work. So if they want to get birth control, if they want to have a fucking abortion, or if they want to do anything that you might disagree with, let's say you're against vaccines. Should they not be allowed to get vaccines because you have a religious objection to vaccines? Of course not. You've set up a system that's essentially Theocratic fascism. You've carved out an exemption for theocratic fascism. The guy should be allowed to wear a beard because anybody should be allowed to wear a beard if they want. It's a stupid prison rule anyway. If you think they're going to smuggle some shit in, look a little fucking harder. Okay, dipshit. Look, check. Okay, there's nothing there. Fine, then you're fine. So they should be allowed to wear a beard for that reason alone, but not because of religion. I always think about it, man, in the workplace too. Because if somebody came along at my old job, for example, where I worked at a car dealership, if somebody came along and they started working there, and in the car business you have to work on Saturdays. If somebody said, no, on Saturdays I always have a religious gathering. We have a religious ceremony every Saturday. It's all day long. I can't work on Saturdays. And by the way, we had to work alternate Sundays, like every 3 or 4 Sundays we'd have to work. And some people use that argument. They say, no, I never can work on Sundays. It's my religion, right? So they're allowed to say that, and the company has to comply because religion. They said religion, so we can't. If we fire them for that, that's discrimination. We can't do that. That's anti-religion. We're not allowed to do that. But if I, as a secular person, said, look, I'm going to level with you. I have a sincerely held philosophical belief, not a religious belief, but a philosophical principle that I believe in, which says I never want to work Sundays, or I don't work Saturdays, because I believe in rest as a matter of philosophical principle. I hold that belief just as sincerely and closely as a religious person does. I just don't pretend like it's metaphysical and it's religious, right? They would be able to fire me for that. They can say, no, you're fired. So if one person just hides behind religion, they get away with it. If I just say it and I'm honest about it and I say, I sincerely believe it, but it's secular, they go, no, you're fired. You've given religion a special exemption in the United States of America. That's not what we're supposed to do. Again, I believe in freedom of religion. You have the freedom of religion, but not the freedom to override laws. You don't have the freedom to do child sacrifice or stop people from taking vaccines or to make women wear a headdress or... No, you don't get to override laws because you're religious. So we've carved out this special place in the law that has de facto legalized theocratic fascism in America, where people can get away with it if they just hide behind it. And if you think, Kyle, you're exaggerating, you're going too far, well, you just look at the history in the past 10 years or so of people who have tried to faith heal their kids, and the kids died, and then they're not in jail. Because there's a plethora of those cases, because a lot of states have special exemptions for not treating your kids because of religious beliefs. If you have sincerely held religious beliefs that you can cure somebody with praying, and you don't take your kid to the doctor and they die, in many states, many people have gotten off. Because we really have bent over backwards to give religion a special exemption under the law and to let people get away with whatever as long as it's in the name of religion. The madness has to stop.